Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction video to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 12, The Curse of the Earth Totem, or, just obviously the plan where it's Curse of the Black Pearl, how 2 episodes ago, Dearest, Daddy Darkest. So it's going to be a pirate-themed episode, and this is supposed to be the one where, of course, they're trying to collect all the totems, since Zari learned 2 episodes ago when a young Nora Dark was possessed by Mullis that his Achilles heel is apparently what originally was thought to be 5, the 6 Earth totems, and so now the Legends are going to try to see if they can collect them all in order to, for the next time they go up against Mullis. But of course, you have like Damien Dark, who's working for Mullis and his company trying to collect the totems. He technically has the water totem through Kawasa. Of course, Legends have the spirit totem and the air totem. So the remaining ones are fire and earth, and word of mouth is the 6th one is death. Don't know what that one's supposed to be. That's supposed to be down the road. But right now they're just going to focus on trying to get the Earth Totem from the Pirates era.
This way, lads.
15 men on a dead man's chest.
Ooh.
Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum.
Currently smashed, BTW. Was last seen in Detroit Museum in 2018.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because it is with your granddaughter Mari's, aka the other vixen's boyfriend, Dr. Adam McAllister. He's dedicated his life to the study of the Zambesi totems.
Well,
City, she's been texting some guy. They're going on a date.
How do you know? Hey, looking at her phone?
I look at everyone's phone. Helps pass the time.
Well, who's she going on a date with?
obviously it's Ava.
Oh, that's hot.
What's hot?
Someone just do it.
Damien Dark.
Dear Legends, now I have 2.
You know, for a megalomaniac, he has very lovely penmanship.
I know.
Here's some pirate queen to sail the 7 seas. The dread pirate Jue. She needs to loosen up.
Yeah. I heard she once cut out a man's tongue.
What?
The mission is yours. Have fun getting Earth Totem back. Hit me.
Oh, get out of my sight before I
Level 4 systems failure.
Wasn't me, nothing to do with it.
I believe the fault lies in our present coordinates. You did park me in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Sailors call it the countryside because your girlfriend needed more space. But I could do one better than that, mate. Both of my favorite prodigies conspired to have me put in prison.
What happened?
Well, I lied to Sarah in addition to accidentally aiding in the resurrection of the man who killed her sister. And Ava is angry at me for sending good agents to their deaths.
Sounds like you're a bit of a douche. No offense.
No, none taken, though.
I want to say congrats on being named Agent of the Month. The Bureau's lucky to have you.
I really don't care for this guy.
Hello? Who's that?
I'm sorry.
We're gonna need the check.
Remember we talked about personal space.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Ouch.
Time causing a whole mess of problems.
Time can never mend the careless whisper of a good friend.
To the heart and mind, ignorance is blind.
Ava! Hey!
Don't hi Ava me, you stood me up, jerk.
Awkward.
Normal. I'm not normal, all right? I'm never gonna be normal, and I'm not gonna be normal for anyone.
I don't want you to be normal.
You don't?
Hell no.
Okay.
Thank you for distracting her. Unfortunately now, I have
Desire gun.
Amaya's totem, and I will save Nora.
He really loves her.
I honestly thought that would be harder. That's it.
You remember me?
Yes.
Oh, Ray, you lovable idiot. Oh my god. Can't believe that. I mean, of course, it's like it's not out of character for him to do that, but you still it's still kind of face palming considering it's like, yeah, she was a good person when you met her as a kid, but it's like she's become her father's daughter at this point. And there's no compulsion about trying to kill your friends, and just like how his own dad didn't have, her dad didn't have any compulsions about trying to nuke the whole planet. Even if he didn't, even at that point, he didn't care what happened to him or his own daughter. But yeah, I thought it was interesting how they mentioned how Professor McAllister, he wasn't in the Vixen series, but he was also like in the first season. The person who was paid, who was funded by Kawasa funded his expedition for the other Zimbabwe totems and basically sold Mari out to Kawasa especially when Kawasa tried to kill her. Even though he didn't realize his intentions, he's still kind of surprised that you were saying that they would be that Mari and McAllister ended up going out apparently off screen. Never would have seen that coming. But it was nice how they incorporated, title drops, whether intentional or not. Dead Man's Chest, Dead Men Tell No Tales. The subtitles for like Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Bringing in Blackbeard, who's like the most infamous pirate around. There are moments where he had like certain mannerisms where he's basically just gives up the location of where the Earth Totem is, and he almost had like certain manner. He kind of Weasley and almost had certain mannerisms as Jack Sparrow, as if he was like, sober and less buffoonish as he got in like later pirate sequels. And it was just a kind of I also noticed an observation where it's like, Amaya was talking with the normal American accent, English accent, American accent, and all of a sudden, like in front of Blackbeard, and then it's almost like her actress Macy Richardson-Sellers like switched back to her like native British accent. Even just interesting. And also this kind of played out more or less the same, at least like the whole Sarah and Ava going on a date subplot, like I expected. Like I knew, like basically that they would hook up, considering Sarah's not seems to be the type of person who like wouldn't take things slow and would basically just fuck on the first date, even though it was Ava who suggested sex afterwards. But I just thought it was a little bit cliched how it was just like one like gets up to leave for the date, and it's like there's miscommunication as to the why they would do that. I just thought that was a little bit unnecessary. Like I thought they were just kind of like the show's kind of self-aware, and enough self-awareness where it's like they have like this whole fight about it's like, oh, you stood me up, no, you stood me up, and I just feel like it wasn't necessary. I don't know, and for some reason I'm hating Gary less. I don't know, maybe I'm just like warmed up to him, or maybe it just seems like the character has gotten less I don't know, the actress portraying him has made him like less like nebbish, and so now he doesn't feel like some like over the top character. It was pretty funny to see, you know, Rip and Wally kind of consoling one another, feeling like, okay, they're outcast within, you know, Rip's an outcast from the Bureau, from going rogue, and Rip feels like an outcast from the own team of outcasts that he formed. Wally feeling like an outcast because like how he not feeling like he fits in on the team because of his lack of like his lack of scientific knowledge. And, you know, they already have a speedster on the team. I mean, I didn't think Wally was really like. I mean, I didn't really necessarily think as Wally is like useless at all, but I always liked him. But you know, I think but the thing is that I think he was always going to be in Barry's shadow unless he went off on his own. I think I think there was no point in denying that. So the fact that Rip was trying to have him join the team was pretty cool. But the thing is that I thought was kind of out of left field was like how it's saying is like, oh, it, you know, the Zambezi totem like draws upon the life force of their bearers, which is like we've never, and it's like, okay, we've never seen that with Amaya or Mari or Zari or Kawasa, and it's just like it has basically turned her into some kind of like Poison Ivy-esque like zombie for Blackbeard's girlfriend. And you would think that would just something, I mean, considering that the sixth totem is called the death totem, you would think that's something, you know, that would have more of an effect on on that person's, whoever bears that totem, and, you know, make him a zombie-esque, and, you know, probably like having people arise from the grave. So, which also makes me wonder if we're gonna have another zombie episode actually with the death totem, or it has something to do with overall resurrection, or just like straight up, fully resurrecting people. Who knows? But again, I think it was like a fun episode. I think it was like a fun episode. At least we finally get to see Sarah and Ava hook up. I thought that was cute, and also like I'm also like a little bit like indifferent, and also being able to see Mick and Amaya out on their own. Like I think they always had like a great dynamic, those two characters. And you know, I always like them like when they're like paired off, especially back in season 2. I don't know if we've seen too much of that this season up to this point, but it's nice to see that again. And you know, I'm kind of indifferent to you know, the whole like, Nate and Maya romance, but it is what it is. I like how they incorporated stuff about, you know, being in Bermuda's Triangle and all these like unexplained like paranormal stuff happening, which caused the Wave Rider to malfunction, which is how like Damien Dark was able to have like I guess like it was like the British Navy, you know, discover them and launch like cannonballs at them and have them having to like, flee back to Star City present day. And I mean, although it was interesting. I mean, I guess they want to keep up with the mystery, the idea of, you know, of all the myths of how like all these unexplained disappearances and, you know, planes and ships and weird like malfunctions. It was like I don't know. I guess they were trying to keep stay within that realm. But it still was like a little bit surprised that, you know, that the writers wouldn't try to get creative and come up with their own explanations for like the paranormal activity in the Bermuda Triangle. I thought that would have been cool. You know, I thought that would have been cool. To put their own spin on it. And you know, I'm finally looking forward to see like what Wally's gonna bring, you know, what Wally finally, you know, be in action a lot more, or at least be in more action considered, you know, more action here than he was, you know, this past season with the Flash. And I'm just wondering how they're going to be able to work with Rip, or at least like work with Ava, or maybe Ava won't be in this episode because like considering he's still a fugitive of the Time Bureau, but maybe they'll just take I guess Rip would have to like sweet talk his way back into the Legends graces. I'm just wondering what's going to happen with Ray and how he's going to get himself out of it, and try to reason with Nora Dark. I mean, so far it's like, they have like been a bunch of characters who've been redeemed. Mick, in this franchise, Mick, Snart. They had like a redemption. They had like a redemption arc for like Deathstroke for like end of season 5, early season 6 of Arrow. Seemed like they're going down that trajectory with Black Siren. So you never realize like how much of it's becoming a recurring, just almost a recurring theme of this franchise now. It seems like almost nobody's beyond saving if the character at least has enough redeemable qualities, or at least is not as much of a mass murderer as say like Damien Dark or something. But overall, I don't know. I know it was pretty good. I just don't know if I liked it as much like the last 2 episodes of the show, but again, a pretty solid addition. Black, I don't know, Blackbeard. He was the actor did a good job, but I think after seeing Ian McShane in Pirates of the Caribbean 4, it's hard not to make that comparison and it kind of makes you. At the time, I thought like the character didn't have at least like that version didn't have as much charm to him as before, but I don't know. I guess it makes me appreciate Ian McShane's performance in that film, but it's hard not to make that comparison. But for what he was given to work with, that actor did a good job, and overall, another still pretty solid episode of the show. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.